What's up, y'all? It's Drake, Drake's Takes. I'm feeling great today. It's a beautiful day outside in the Shy. Beautiful night for football tonight. This is the first section of the call-in segment. My brother Mo's about to call in on the Panthers. We're going to talk everything Panthers. We're going to talk Miami Hurricanes. We're going to talk a little bit of boxing as well. We are talking boxing. We are talking football, everything you want to see tonight. Bills double header, Monday nighter. If you're reading this is dropping on a Wednesday, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. Bills, Falcons. Bills coming off a big loss. All right, speak of the devil, here he comes. Mo is calling as we speak. I'm not going to put his number. What's up, Mo? How's it going?
What's going on, man? How you?
Pretty good, pretty good. This is the call-in section of the show. We talked week 1 or 2 about the Panthers. How are you feeling? 6-6. How if you said you were 3-3 after 6 games, how would you feel?
I would say you were lying. I would say you were lying, but it's not bad. You're taking advantage, so I like it. 3-3 is not bad.
3-3.
Seeing how they play.
I don't know. Did you watch the whole Cowboys game? Did you see the highlights?
I did.
I thought Rico Dowdle and this changes on the offensive line have opened up the run game immensely. They're top 10 in rushing offense and defense at the moment. What are your thoughts on? I know Chuba was out, but Rico's picked up the stick and he carried the ball, 183 yards, 239 total yards, 2 touchdowns. What's your thoughts on that?
He's doing tremendously well. Honestly, I didn't expect him to do this good, but I'm happy. It may create some problems when Chuba comes back. I don't know if they're gonna stick with him or not, but he's playing amazing right now, so I'm happy about that.
Well, that's a good problem to have. 2 really great backs. That's a good problem to have. I think Bryce Young, like we talked week 1 or 2, whatever week it was, when they were looking kind of rough, I think he's kind of grown a little bit. He made some good throws this week, 17 for 25, 3 touchdowns, 199 yards. I think the offensive line seems like it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, they playing to the strengths, which is running the ball, which I like that a lot. I like how they playing to the strengths. With having Bryce on the center, handing the ball off. We got some pistol formations here and there, but overall, him on the center,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Tat McMillan with 2 touchdowns. He's already playing great, but he's going to be a stud. Like, it's noticeable already. Yeah. And he only had 3. The crazy part is he had 3 catches and 2 were touchdowns. So he's getting didn't even get that many looks. I think it was 5 targets I saw. But with what he's had, he's making it work.
Absolutely.
Which is
is performing well. Putting extra anything on the league though right now.
And they even got my boy Mitchell Evans. Shout out Notre Dame. I have to make it about myself somehow. He looked really good. He had a catch. I think he's not even really a catching wide tight end, but he had a good catch. Hopefully he gets more involved in the offense, him and Tommy Tremble. So we'll see about that. Trevion Mooring, the guy you got from the Raiders, he's looking pretty solid for y'all, I think, so far. How do you feel about him?
I like him. I like him a lot. He's done well.
Yeah.
No complaints. My only thing with the defense right now is we need to do better with the passes. Pass defense needs to be a lot better.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, I don't have no complaints. The big guys up front are doing what they're supposed to do. Oh, and pass rush. They can't get no pass rush. QBs have a lot of time back there. So that is an issue of concern.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything they can really do about it. But definitely need to upgrade it at the defensive end or just pass rushing period. We need a guy. Clearly, that's what they're lacking.
Yeah.
QBs have all day to throw the ball.
And I think it's shown, and even though like we can talk about it after the Patriots game, which now looking at the Patriots, they're probably going to be playoff bound. They're a really tough team. After that 42-13 game, I was like, oh, this season's probably a wash. And then they come back with a win against the Dolphins, who aren't great. And they come back against the Cowboys, who are fine. But that's two really good wins back-to-back, building some momentum. Like I said, 3-3, it's got to feel pretty good right now.
No, it definitely does. It definitely does. And we play the Jets next week, so I'm hoping we can squeeze another win out.
Yeah. And I wrote it down, the next 5 for y'all. Jets, Bills, Packers, Saints, Falcons. And you're 3-3, which is a pretty 6 games. You'll take it for sure. Because I think the Jets, the Saints, Falcons, and even the Packers have been 50. Like, they're really good. We can tell the Packers are good. But I don't know if they've really fully put it together yet this year, in my mind. They've let teams hang around. I think they've been good, not great. They haven't reached their full potential yet. So, I don't know.
I think the same thing with the Packers. They haven't reached their full potential with everything they got going on, but they do have a lot of weapons, and we just gotta wait and see what happens with that.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think they'll be fine for sure. Yep.
But yeah, hopefully beat the Jets, and you got a couple divisions like the Saints and the Falcons. The division's still very open in my mind. I think the Tampa Bay's looked really good. But I think the Saints have honestly been pretty competitive for that division, if I'm being honest. They've really fought hard.
They have. They're not giving up. They're showing a lot of fight. And they just got Taysom Hill back, too. Yeah,
Taysom Hill made an immediate impact. The touchdown first game back is pretty awesome. Falcons play the Bills tonight. That's going to be interesting to see how that looks. I think the Bills are going to have something to prove after that loss against the Patriots, but that's going to be interesting. Let's talk Hurricanes. They're 6-0 going into, or 6-0, 5-0, number 2 in the nation, going in to play Louisville this week. What are your thoughts so far through the first few weeks of Miami season?
To be honest, I'm a little surprised, but I'm just a little surprised, honestly. But they're good. They're doing well. They're running the ball. I'm a big fan of running the ball. But they're very effective running the ball, so that's what's helping the offense out. And Carson Beck is making some really good throws down the field. Defense is making some stops when they can. Ruben May is going to be a top 5 draft pick. I just had to throw that in there for next year's draft. Other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with everything they got going on. Louisville will be a little sneaky game to me. But
yeah, my biggest thing is I like Miami. I've liked them all year. I saw them week 1 against my team Notre Dame, so I have firsthand experience watching like a full game. But they're just a team, and you know this from experience as a Miami fan. You're just kind of waiting for the slip up. At this point, you're waiting for Cristobal to fumble somewhere along the line. But I think I looked at the schedule. You obviously have Louisville next week. That should be tough, but it's a very winnable game. Stanford should win. SMU, Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech, and Pitt. Like in a perfect world, you end the year undefeated, and you're in the ACC championship. But like we said, and we've said many times, Miami is good at losing games. They should very easily win.
Absolutely. I'm thinking about this Louisville game, and I'm thinking about either Virginia Tech or Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh would be tougher than what a lot of people expect. Honestly, I think that'll be a great match. That'll be a great matchup, but like one of those games where you just don't know what you're going to get from.
Yeah, Pittsburgh put on a really good performance against Florida State. They beat them. I think Florida State, the balloon is empty. The hype is done for them. I think it was a fun couple of weeks. They beat Alabama. They won a couple other games, but now I think the fun is over with them. I think the ACC is interesting. I think Georgia Tech has a very easy schedule to end the year. Same with Miami. I think every game is winnable. I think that'd be a very fun ACC championship, Georgia Tech in Miami. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Georgia Tech wouldn't be easy either.
Yeah, Georgia Tech is a very
solid football team right there.
And Virginia's interesting. There's a lot of the ACC is there's some interesting teams this year. You know, with Clemson falling off like they did, I think it's very wide open in my mind.
Right.
So, and like you said, with Carson Beck, 1,200 yards so far this year, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks. He looks rejuvenated. He's got levels on offense. He's finally got dudes. That was his thing at Georgia last year for me. He didn't have dudes at every level, and that was messing him up. Now he's got Malachi Toney, C.J. Daniels, the LSU transfer. He's got a really good running game. And those are 3 things that have really helped him. I think it's opened up the field for him, and he's looked really great for me so far.
He's definitely showed some progression from last year to this year. Just watching him, he's definitely doing a lot better. He's going through his reads.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely has the offensive time to help with that, like you just mentioned. So he's doing good.
And like you said, with the defense, 9th in points per game, 13.6 points per game. That's awesome. 87 rushing yards. The defensive line has an argument to be the best defensive line in all of football. Because Ruben Bain is going to be a top 5 pick. Mesidor is amazing. They have a lot of guys on that line that are super, super good. And that's keeping them afloat defensively, which is really awesome.
Absolutely.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, so going in, Miami looking tough. I really hope they keep winning because Notre Dame lost to them. I think that could. Notre Dame has the 2. I hate to bring it back to Notre Dame. We have the 2 best losses, A&M and Miami at the start of the year, and both teams in the top 5, and they're both looking very formidable. So I need Miami to keep winning. I think they're going to keep winning. I love the rejuvenation of Carson Beck. I think that's. Anything else on Miami you want to say before we move on to the next thing?
Nah, I'm just looking forward to see how the season ends and who they end up playing the ACC championship and how that plays out.
Yep, and I think even if a loss comes through, I think the ACC championship is still right there. It's still very winnable. Games are lost sometimes. So maybe you slip up. I know. Notre Dame played NC State. You guys play NC State. That's a very winnable, beatable team. I think if our defense locked in, C.J. Bailey, he looked pretty immaculate most of the year. He got against us, and he looked pretty human. So that's a very winnable game. I think the Louisville game will be fun. I'll be watching it. I think that's Friday night, I believe. That'll be a great game on Friday. But let's talk about the man of the weekend, Boots Ennis. Did you see that knockout he had this weekend? That was pretty awesome, huh?
Yes, I did. The man on the mission.
Yes, sir. 35-0, 31 KOs. I think it was the first or second round knockout, if I saw correctly. Just domination. He's been on a great run so far, and he called out Virgil Ortiz. What did you think about the call out?
It needs to happen.
Yeah.
It needs to happen. Based on. I think he's very deserving of that fight. It'll be one for the books for sure.
And it looks like Eddie Hearn and De La Hoya already agreed for them to fight later in beginning of next year, which is awesome to hear. But Virgil Ortiz has a fight, I think, in the next coming weeks.
Yes.
But it's a very winnable fight from the guy that I saw he was fighting. He should win that fight, hopefully. And we get that Ennis and Ortiz. Ennis is just taking steps up. I really like Ennis. Boots is really tough. I like how he's just making a run. And this next guy I'm going to talk about with Tank is fighting Jake Paul in November. That's not a joke. That's not a meme. That is a real thing on Netflix. Tank is your boy. He's been your boy since day one. I think he's checked out of boxing. Is that how you feel about it? This is just like one more money bag and then he's out?
Yeah. It's a money grab. I don't like how he ducked smoke with Lamar Roach, but other than that, I do believe he owes the fans or at least the boxing community another good fight. Maybe Shakur Stevenson, or
yeah.
that's a fight that we all really wanted to see, but clearly Tank has his mind elsewhere. He's thinking about retirement, and he's just trying to get some money before he go out the door. So I understand that from that perspective. Like, you want to go out, with the bag. I get it, but I definitely think he owes the boxing community a good fight. He owes one more fight, a good fight with a worthy opponent, whether that's a rematch with Roach, whether that's fighting Shakur Stevenson, put in one last actual boxing match, for the fans, for yourself, for your legacy, and leave out the door like that. Don't just go fighting Jake Paul and then afterwards, going retiring. He's been talking about it for a while now, so I get it, but I would hate to see that him fighting Jake Paul be his last fight. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it would suck for that to be the last fight, and it's also just the last fight was his draw against Roach. So if we're just saying the fight against Paul is a money grab, fine, but his last match was a draw, and it's just that's how you're remembered by your last anything in fighting. So if his final fight is him drawing Roach, it's he had this great career and he draws Roach and he just goes out he doesn't even go out on his shield, he just goes out with a whimper. Which it sucks, but it's unfortunate, but they did just announce Pitbull versus Roach, which if we're not going to get Roach Tank, I'll take that fight any day of the week. I love Pitbull. He scraps with everybody. Roach coming off that Tank win with all the juice in the world. Well, not a win, but if you draw Tank Davis, that's a win in my book. I'm just going to say it.
Right.
The guys he's beat, if you draw Tank, that's a win. So we're going to see Pitbull, and we're going to see Roach. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited about that. I just don't even know that. I just hope that the Tank and Jake Paul fight isn't as I hope it just isn't embarrassing in terms of how it was with Tyson Paul, because that was one of the saddest things. And I know Tank is not Tyson. He's young. He's still got juice in him. But just fighting Jake, who's how many 50 pounds bigger, maybe. I hope it's just not some BS for a bag.
I think Tank has been sparring with heavyweights, if I'm not mistaken, in his camp. I did see a clip of him sparring, so he's putting in the work for this fight. I think he's taking it a little bit serious.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna have to see how it goes. But I want to say he's taking it serious. I hope so. I hope he's not just collecting the check. But
and
it is what it is.
And in terms of boxing, that's probably all I have. Is there anything else boxing related that you think is interesting that's coming up, or any news you heard that could pique people's interest?
The David Benavidez fight is in November next month too.
Okay.
That's another good title fight that people should look out for.
And we saw last time we came on, we talked about Crawford Canelo. That fight happened. Crawford put on a masterclass. We'll end with this just to wrap everything up. That fight was incredible by Crawford. I think that was one of the best pure, guy made a game plan. He stuck to it, and he beat Canelo pretty much pillar to post in my mind. I think they wanted to give Canelo a couple rounds. I think Crawford won that pretty clearly. We'll end on this. Thoughts on Crawford, thoughts on his career, and where do you see him going next? Is he done? Is he going to have one more chance? Let's just give me some Crawford stuff, because I really love him, and I know you do too.
I think we talked about earlier. It's always good or best to go out on top. I think he's done.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he's done. He put on the show, put up a great fight, gave the people what they wanted to see. Wasn't scared moving up 2-3 weight classes in the span of 2 years to make this fight happen. He put in all the work, all the effort, and I'm just glad he got it done. But I think this is it for him. I think this is it. He's had a hell of a career, obviously, and when everybody counted him out,
yep, that's a great.
Showed up.
That was awesome. That was a beautiful, like such a beautiful night of boxing. I just thought that was so awesome. Like you said, everybody counted him out. Even me, I was like, Canelo's this, Canelo's that. Crawford came in with the perfect game plan, executed it to a T, and he really went out. That's like you said, and I'm kind of agreeing with you. I think you were like, it's hard not to retire. That's the peak of peaks. You've done everything. You've cleared all the bases. You hit one last home run, and I think that has, to me, if he fought one more and won again, that's fine. But I think if you went out, everybody would be like, okay, cool, you got it. That's great, man. You did great. So, all right, Mo. I really appreciate the call in. This is Drake's Takes. We'll do an update in a few weeks. Maybe I'll call you back in like 5 weeks after these 5 games. Hopefully the Panthers are in it. Hopefully Miami doesn't. If Miami ends up dropping one of these games, maybe we do a quick call in on a Saturday. I don't think they will. But anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, I'm good. Just Bud is one of the greatest boxers ever. That's it.
Noted. He's one of the greatest, and he beat one of the greatest. So that makes him above and beyond a lot of people's expectations. All right, Mo, thanks for the call in. Have a great day. Appreciate it.
All right, you too.
Thanks. All right, y'all, that was the call-in section. First call-in. Tomorrow we're talking to Joe Cleary, Bills Fan of the Year. I'm so excited. I hope you like that. And we will be doing NBA preview next Sunday. I'm in the lab right now. I'm figuring stuff out. I love my brother Mo. Go Panthers. Go Hurricanes. Peace out. What up, y'all? It's Drake. Drake's Takes. It's Tuesday night. I'm feeling great. Feeling incredible. Beautiful night in the Shy. This is on Tuesday. Tomorrow we're dropping the call-in and / NFL recap episode. Tonight is the NFL recap. Tomorrow is calling to Joe, talk Bills. Let's freaking go. This is going to be in between the two interviews. I'm so excited to have y'all guys. We're freaking so blessed. Beautiful day today. Got my flu shot. Feeling a little woozy, but we're good. We're fighting back. We're fighting energy, baby. Show some energy. Speaking of energy, 2 teams that didn't show energy at all. One of the worst games of the year. Broncos-Jets, 13-11. Broncos figured out. Jets, 0-6. Terrible. You are terrible. Being a Jets fan, I'd probably be dead right now because this is terrible. I'd look at a bridge. I'd look at the water. I'd say, this might be better than watching Justin Fields go 9 for 17 for 45 yards. 7 carries, 31 yards. Dude, the Jets had 82 total yards. Less than 100 total yards. Aaron Glenn, new coach, a stud defensive coordinator for the Lions. Dog shit head coach. 82 total yards. And Fields had 45 and 31. That's insane. That is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. I can't believe that. So crazy. Jets are 0-6. Broncos are good, but Bo Nix has not looked as good as he should. I think Bo Nix should look way better. The Broncos defense is formidable, though, and that's good. Obviously, you're playing the Jets. You're like, whatever, they're trash. That's fine. 82 yards is so impressive. You hold an NFL team to less than 100 yards, you're in the top tier, top 5. And we knew that coming in. Broncos defense was going to be tough, and it is. They're in between running backs. I like R.J. Harvey. He's got the speed. Dobbins, the old wily vet. The old wily vet, J.K. Dobbins. Just stealing carries. I love the two. Because they don't know who's going to be who. I love Harvey and Dobbins. Broncos find a way to beat the terrible, terrible Jets. These early games in other countries are usually trash. Like, let's just have a team over there and have them build some repertoire. Maybe they'll be good. Terrible game. I'm sorry to say it. 13-11. Congrats, Bronx. Sick for y'all. Broncos, cool. Pats, Saints. Drake May, my namesake. Woo! Woo! Let's ride. Ride the Drake name. Drake London, 10 catches, 158 yards. Beat the Bills. Drake May, 18 for 26, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's got Keyshawn Butte looking like Justin Jefferson. 2 touchdowns for Boot. A touchdown for Demario Douglas. Stephon Diggs gets his looks. He had a heck of a game against the Bills last week. The Pats are alive and well, and they're 4-2 6 weeks in. The Pats are going to be dangerous. Drake May getting better by the week. They beat the Saints, who hang around. Antonio Gibson out for the year. Don't worry, we got Travion Henderson, and we got Fumblerooski himself, Ramondre Stevenson. That's fine. Henderson, give Henderson the ball. At Ohio State, he was amazing. I love watching Henderson play football. That's awesome. Saints, they've played hard all year. We need to talk about this. The Saints have played hard all year. They only have like, what, 1 or 2 wins, maybe 0. I don't remember. They're not good. They're not a great team. They have Spencer Rattler at the helm, which isn't good for anybody. But I like Rattler, but he's not a top 10 guy. He'll never be a top 5 guy. He'll never be a top 15 guy. He's a scrappy kid though. I like Rattler. I liked him at Southern Carolina. But we need to talk about the fire sale that's about to happen in New Orleans. New Orleans is having a garage sale. New Orleans is gonna sell the entire offense. They're gonna get on their big old. They should actually do this. They should get on the Superdome field, Mercedes, whatever it's called. They should get on the field. And it sounds like slavery too much. I was gonna say like let's put the players up, but it's like, dude, they're all fucking. Yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, never mind. Cut it. Cut that. I do the editing. I don't know how to edit. We're not cutting that. We're not going to say it. But they're getting Olave. He has to go somewhere good. I love Olave. He's going to be good somewhere where he's not getting fed hospital balls every 6th play. Rashid Shaheed, however you say it, is a stud. He'll be awesome. He'll be a nice little piece somewhere. I don't know. Maybe he's a Bill. Maybe they're Bills. I don't know. Alvin Kamara, dude. Alvin Kamara is one of my favorite players. He's one of the most consistent players. He's a PPR demon in fantasy. I love Alvin Kamara. He's been doing pretty solid, but let's get him on a winning team, okay? Let's get him on a winning team. Let's talk Browns Steelers next. Let me get a sip of water real quick. Let's talk Browns Steelers. That was longer than a sip. My bad. That was uncomfortably long. I was thirsty. Browns Steelers. Steelers 23. Browns 9. Steelers. I'm worried about you. You're 4-1 so far. I'm just going to say it. I'm nervous. I am nervous about the Steelers. Honestly, I'm nervous about the Steelers. Their next 5. Bengals, Packers, Colts, Chargers, Bengals. Bengals are trash, granted. But you're playing 3 teams that are solid. Packers, Colts, Chargers. All spooky games. I'm spooked. Once the Steelers get into the meat of their schedule, I'm a little bit spooked. But A-Rod played great today. 21 for 30, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. And they're just running. The Steelers just running like the biggest lineup you've ever seen. They're running DK Metcalf's big ass, Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, and Darrell Washington, who can dunk a basketball. The dude's like 6'8". He's insane. Like, that's just all they're doing. The Browns, like, the offense is bad. The defense is solid. The offense is so bad. Like, it's not fun. But they have interesting guys, like Harold Fannin, 7 receptions, 81 yards. Bowling Green University. He's a dog. He's a damn dog. I'm a Harold Fannin guy. I've been since day one. The running game, Jerome Ford's fine, but they got young studs in Dylan Sampson, Tennessee, and Travion Henderson, or Quayshawn Judkins, Ole Miss and Ohio State. Quayshawn Judkins is going to be the next up for the Browns. They just need to take this L this year. They got a couple picks, high picks next year. We will see. We're talking Chargers, Dolphins next. We're talking Chargers, Dolphins. Miami, spirited performance, 29-27. Chargers find a way. Herbert, 264, 2 tuds. Vlad McConkey, 7 catches, 100 yards, a touchdown. With no freaking, what's his name? With no Hampton, with no Najee. Kamani Vital coming in. 18 carries, 124 yards, and a touchdown. Charger is sneaky good. Darwin James, another pick. I love him. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. He was incredible at Florida State. I love Chargers are good. I hate that they're in my division. They're really good. All right. We're talking Seahawks. Seahawks Jags 20-12. Darnold 295, 2 tuds. JSN 8 catches, 162 yards and a tud. Cooper Kupp touchdown. AJ Barner building momentum, 3 receptions, 71 yards. Seahawks are spooky. I'm going to say it. Seahawks are scary. Seahawks are very scary. I think they're very good. I think Darnold is just good enough. JSN's figuring it out. Between Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, they're solid. The defense is really tough. The Seahawks, next 5, though. Texans, Commies, Cards, Rams, Titans. That's a little bit of a slate. Titans are winnable. Texans are winnable. All those games are winnable. After those 5, dude, they could end up with 8 wins, 8-3, 7-4. You'll take that all day if you're the Seahawks. I love it. I'm riding with the Seahawks. The Jags play the Rams next week. That's a tough matchup for the Jags. I really like the Jags. I think Liam Cohen's found something on offense. Brian Thomas woke the hell up finally. 8 catches, a touchdown, 90 yards. There we go, Brian Thomas. You're one of the best dudes in the league. Dial it in, dude. You're awesome. Don't blame Trevor Lawrence. You're a good player. Come on, man. Colts Cards 27-31. Colts figured out. Colts are a tank to me. Daniel Jones is solid. He's very solid. JT, 21 carries, 123 yards, a touchdown. Josh Downs with a touchdown. Tyler Warren with a touchdown, 6 catches, 63 yards. Just a very tough offense for the Colts. I really like their offensive line is good, and that's been holding them together. And even the Cards put up a good fight. Like, if you would have told me you got 320 yards from Brissett and 2 touchdowns and a pick, I would have been like, did they win the game? 320 for Brissett? What is that? That's crazy. But they found a way to lose. The Cards, just like, that's in their DNA at this point. The Cards lose games. They should probably almost win, which happened again. McBride's still a stud. 8 catches, 72 yards, and a touchdown. I love Trey McBride. One of the best tight ends. Like, just watch. If you want to sit down and learn something from a tight end, you watch Trey McBride. He's incredible. Freaking Zay Jones, 5 catches. Marvin Harrison looked dead again. Somebody give him CPR. He's dead on the field. Marvin Harrison, wake up, bro. Wake up. Come on, man. Wake up. Cowboys, Panthers. We already talked about the Panthers with Mo. We're going to talk 410 yards for the Panthers. The Cowboys defense is disrespectfully bad. It's so ass. You trade Micah, and it's just like, let's just say, we're just going to score $1 billion and hope we win, because the defense is not stopping anybody. They couldn't stop the Panthers. Dowdle and Ted McMillan snapped off. Dak, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pickens, 9 catches, 168 yards, and a touchdown. They're missing CeeDee Lamb so much. Dak wakes up in a hot sweat without CeeDee Lamb every morning. He's like, dude, is CeeDee back? What's his health like? Because the wide receivers after Pickens, Ferguson's fine at tight end, but Flurney, Tolbert, Paris Campbell, they're zilches. They're fine, but they're no CeeDee. You miss CeeDee, dude. You miss CeeDee so much. Pickens picking up the slack, thank God. But other than that, that wide receiver crew is rough. Rams, Ravens, a disgusting game of football. One of the most nasty games of football I've watched. I've seen a lot of games. Puka gets hurt early, one of the most fun players. And it's just downhill from there. Stafford played good enough. They win 17-3 against the Ravens. Ravens 1-5. Who? If you came into the season and you said Ravens are 1-5, Lamar's not in the game, and Tyler Huntley and Cooper Rush throw for less than 150 yards between the two of them, you'd be like, dude, are we on Mars? That's terrible. Ravens are dog shit without Lamar. Derrick Henry's still doing his thing, 24 carries, 122 yards. He's still a stud. Rams 4-2. That division's wide open. San Fran, Seahawks, Cards are dead. Freaking 49ers are alive and well. All right. Next, I'm just going to get ahead of it. The Raiders Titans. I almost lost my lunch watching this game. It was a game between ass and hot ass. And we were hot ass because we won. And we looked still bad. Like, our offense is just so bad. Geno's so bad. He throws 10 picks. 10 picks, it's been 6 games. Bro. Fucking idiot, Geno. What are you doing, man? God, dude. Max Crosby, the defense also rough as fuck. Rough as hell. Max Crosby's the only bright spot on this team. Ashton Genty had a good game. Michael Mayer scored. I love my Notre Dame boy. Dude, the offense is bad. Jacoby Myers is gone. He's probably going to get traded. Dude, oh my lord, man. Watching the Raiders is tough. My quarterback, Gino, has thrown 10 picks in 6 games. Some of these top quarterbacks are going to throw 10 in a year. Dude, this is bad. It's hard to watch. It sucks. It sucks right now. That's a win, but I'm not happy. Like, I don't... That's you take the wins where you get them. I love my team. I love the Raiders. But it's disgusting football that they're playing right now. It's not good. Thank God Genty's figuring it out. Michael Mayer, I freaking love you. I'm glad you're back. Mental health, work on it, dude. I freaking love it that you're back. Let's go, man. Come on. Raiders, fuck, man. I was excited about this year. We're 2-4, and we're getting excited about a win over the freaking Titans? Damn. I got to move on to something else. Was there something happy that happened in this league? Damn, man. I should be happy about a win. That's just like, we beat the Titans. Woo! Fine, I'll stop being negative Nell. That's not my speed. I'm not negative Nell. I'm positive Pat. Come on now. Positive Pat. And positive Pat wants to talk Packers-Bengals. 27-18. Josh Jacobs is the man. 150 total yards, 2 tuds. Just give the dude the ball. He's a bell cow, as the kids say. He's a workhorse. You tie the Packers to him, he's gonna carry them. He's gonna be like one of them lifters where they tie a truck to their back and they walk. That's Jacobs. He's the face of this team. I know everybody loves Jordan Love, but Jacobs is carrying this team on his back, literally and figuratively. I freaking love it. Matthew Golden got started, 100 total yards. The Bengals traded for Flacco. I don't know if we talked about this or not. They traded a 5th-round pick for Flacco. It's messed up to say, like, you know what, we're in trouble, guys. It's time to... and Joe Flacco is one of my favorite players. You can ask anybody all time. I'm a Flacco head. I love Flacco. But it's messed up to be like, hey, we're trading for 42. We're struggling. It's time to trade for 42-year-old Joe Flacco. And Flacco didn't play bad. 29 for 45, 219 yards, 2 tuds. Jamar Chase, 10 catches, 94 yards, a touchdown. Like, luckily, Chase is getting his looks. I mean, Higgins, 5 catches, 62 yards. Chase and Higgins getting their looks. 15 catches between the two of them. Chase Brown, people were talking about him fantasy-wise, like a first-round pick. 200 total yards, rushing yards for Chase Brown through 6. I understand the line's not good, but what is that? That's dog shit, man. It sucks, man. I like the Bengals every year. I want Burrow's out every year. It's looking bad for the Bengals again. All right, this next game of the week, I think, honestly. Bucks 49ers, great game. Bucks find a way, 30-19. Mac Jones is looking good. What can I say? He threw for 350 yards almost, 2 picks. But what? What more do you want from him? He's a backup. He's looking good for a backup. McCaffrey, 111 yards, a touchdown. He's a stud. He's back. I love McCaffrey's healthy. When McCaffrey's healthy, football is more fun when McCaffrey is on the field. I freaking love him. He's awesome. Kendrick Bourne, 5 catches, 142 yards. Out of the woodwork, Kendrick Bourne just turned into freaking Randy Moss. That's crazy. Baker, he's in right now. If you stop the season right now, stop the count, Baker may be MVP. 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he doesn't give a damn. He's a God-fearing man. Amen. Shout out my brother. He doesn't care. He's so hard-nosed for a quarterback. He's cool as a cucumber in the pocket, and their next 3 are Lions, Saints, Pats, Bills, Rams. That is tough. The Tampa Bay getting into the beef of their schedule. That's a tough freaking schedule. I think the Bucks have a genuinely chance at the Super Bowl, though. I don't care what anyone says. The defense is getting better week by week. I love the Bucks this year. I love the Bucks. I love Baker. Ibuka's hurt. Like, imagine if Ibuka, Evans, Godwin are all healthy. That team is crazy. So many weapons for Baker. Bucky Irving healthy too. I love it. Lions, Chiefs. I don't have much on this. Mahomes, 256 yards. Travis Kelce, 6 catches, 78 yards. And Juju Smith-Schuster got punched. So that's a win for the Lions. That's a win for me. Juju Smith-Schuster, famous TikToker, football player second. I don't know. It's a tough loss for the Lions. The Chiefs are just going to, like, This is what they do, dude. They're zombie Chiefs. Here they come again. They're freaking gonna figure it out some way, somehow. They're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way. Every year they find a way. The Chiefs sneaking around. They're like Santa Claus. They're just hanging around the couch. They're gonna eat the cookies. They're gonna give you the gifts at the end. They're sneaky mother truckers. I think that's all I got NFL wise. I had a beautiful day, dude. I had such a good. I'm feeling good. I saw the thing yesterday. I'll end on this. I saw the thing yesterday. Kurt Russell, young Kurt Russell, in his bag, in his Duffy. He had a bag. He was sitting in it. He was like a baby in a bag. When they leave a baby at the fire hydrant or the firefighter's house, dude, stud. Kurt Russell, The Thing, great movie. I thought I'd seen it before. I didn't. Incredible movie. Like I said, this is the special Wednesday call-in episode. NFL, strictly NFL. That's all we're talking about. I talked to Mo earlier about the Panthers. Talking to Joe tomorrow. Going to put this out tomorrow. Let's freaking go. I love you guys so much. Drake's Takes, special edition. NFL recap. Peace. What's up, y'all? It's Drake. Drake's Takes. We're here. We're breathing. We're alive. We feel great. It's the call-in segment of the show. We got our good friend, the Bills enthusiast himself, Joe Cleary, calling in. It's an exciting time. It's kind of nerve-wracking as a Bills fan right now. It's kind of nerve-wracking, like I said. They've just lost 2 in a row. It's kind of a hot thing. Speaking of what we have coming up, we have Max Hansen, an ADCC dog, great jiu-jitsu guy. And if you haven't heard of him, you're going to. He's going to be coming on next week to talk UFC with us. I'm super excited to have him. I went with him to ADCCs. He did great. And here comes Joe giving us the call right now. Let's pick it up. How's it going, Joe? This is Drake's Takes.
Yo, Drake the Snake. How's it going, dude?
What's up, brother? We're here to talk Bills. How you feeling? Let's just get your feelings coming off that tough loss against the Falcons.
Bro, it's just 2 straight weeks of diarrhea from, like, the Pats last week and then the Falcons this week, dude. It's tough sledding. I hate to complain, but, like, we've been sleepwalking for a minute, you know? Like, we sleptwalked against the Ravens and kind of, like, just put it together at the end, and we've been trying to do that every week. It's not going to hold up, you know, the whole season long.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we can take away from this, not the Falcons' loss, but we can say that the Patriots' loss is valid as they get another win against the Saints, who aren't great, but the rest of the division is very beatable. Jets are dog water. The Finns are very ass. So it's nice to be in a division where you have one other team to compete with, and the other teams, the Jets and the Finns, those are probably W's most weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Nothing's guaranteed in divisional games. I feel like they get weird, but no, you're right. I mean, we have a pretty easy schedule, so I feel like we'll put it together. It's because we're playing like the NFC South, which isn't necessarily the toughest division outside of like the Bucks, but like, I feel good, but like I'm also like we need this bye week in order to put shit together, or else we're gonna absolutely implode by the time December rolls around.
Yeah, so looking at obviously the scoring is fine. You're averaging 27.8 points a game. You're 4th in the league. 151 rushing yards per game. You're 2nd in the league, but you're allowing 156 on defense, which is a huge problem. That's 30th in the league. That's a big issue. And next week you have you have Elgin Nobi and Michael Holt coming back, which will help a lot on the defensive line for sure.
Yeah. Our run defense, especially, is Chiefs. It's looked like ass. I mean, we got shredded by the Ravens and a couple other teams. Like the Saints really ran at us a lot, and it's tough. And we have like our top 2 linebackers out now with Bernard and Milano both injured, but it's sad to say like our number 2s are still playing pretty decent, but the scheming is terrible. We gotta get something together. I mean, I do feel like our run game on the offense is working. You know, I feel like our OC's been calling a decent game up till the last couple weeks, but I mean, I feel like he's getting cute with these, you know, tight end arounds and shit where you're like, we can get 4 yards a clip from James Cook.
Yeah.
I understand the point of getting fancy with it.
And I was one of the guys, not worried, but you paid James Cook this year, and I was like, is he worth it? I think he's more than already a few games in earned his money. I think he's clearly still really great. He's worth every penny to me so far, and I think it really helps. Like, because my biggest issue with the Bills' offense so far this year is they don't have a receiver who anybody fears.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically Dalton Kincaid is our most feared pass catcher at this point, which is pretty sad. Yeah, that's the whole thing. They say is everybody eats, but people were starving this week, dude.
Yeah.
Coleman can't get open. Shakir's always open, but he's a great player, but he's your slot guy. He's not going to be your ex receiver that you rely on for jump balls and shit.
Well, yeah, well, I hate the news that came in, but I was on Twitter, and I'm sure Twitter's not always true, but the rumors are that Jacoby Myers, my Oakland Raiders receivers on the block. So there's a couple guys that I think Jacoby Myers, he's great. He's not as scary as some people. I think Olave would be a nice addition because if somebody's not throwing him hospital balls, I think he's one of the best wideouts in the league.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ohio State's got they're absolutely wide receiver you. I mean, you've seen it with Ibuka, and I agree. I think Olave is just stuck in a shitty system, and I think we avoid hospital balls for the most part. People have been floating me ideas about AJ Brown. I don't really like that idea. I feel that he's as great as he is. He's kind of a head case.
Yeah,
and it might not necessarily work mid-season to just throw him in, but
also with
Olave, I like Jacoby Myers. I feel those are viable options.
But also in a wide receiver, you kind of want to the best wide receivers have the biggest egos in the room. So it's kind of like AJ Brown would be he's got an ego, but when it's time to catch the football, he catches it, and that's the biggest thing.
It's true. I just worry about him reading on the sideline on us.
That's true.
Not gonna like that.
Well, it's going to be too cold for him to hold a book in Buffalo, so I think he'll be fine. DJ Moore, that's just a guy I've been thinking of. I just don't know how well he fits in Chicago. He just doesn't seem. I don't know if he's not happy or him and Caleb Williams. It just hasn't seemed like they've meshed. And they just drafted Luther Burden. I think there's a 10% chance it happens, but I think DJ Moore's another guy that's just it's a weird situation for him.
Yeah, I think he's got a pretty good, huge contract, and it feels since they signed him to that extension, he just had a huge drop off in production.
Yeah.
I think Roma Dunze is coming on. I think there's a good chance they let go of him.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Something specifically that I was looking into, and it's a trend for the Bills specifically. October is normally a bad month for the Bills, is from everything I've read.
Yeah, we usually hit a slump, and I mean, for a team that we're obviously trying to win a Super Bowl, I'd rather slump in the midseason, get it figured out, and then be in good shape and cooking by the time week 17 rolls around. Because we've all seen those however many unbeaten teams or teams that have 12-2 records, they end up just flaming out a lot of the time.
And especially with the expectations coming into this year, this year the league is wide open. This year, 100%, the league is wide open. I don't know who's going to win it. This is the year where you need to try to get the bye in the AFC, and then from there you figure it out. But you need to, if you get that bye, you can kind of reset your season. And I think the Bills are clearly, in my mind, I don't know, I think they still stand out in the AFC as the best team.
I'm obviously going to agree with you, but we definitely have shit to tighten up. I think teams like the Chargers are still definitely nipping at our heels, if not as good as we are. And the Pats, they got that Vrabel, funky magic. I feel they got Drake May's a guy, absolutely a dude, and Vrabel's gonna set up a solid run and pass D.
Yeah, well, let's get into that real quick. We talked offense a lot. My thing, rewatching, I went back and watched the last couple Bills losses, and the thing that stood out to me is the defense is really bad right now. The tackling is super bad. It's not that's probably, I think the offense, it's fine, but the defense has been pretty horrific.
Yeah, they're I don't know. I was talking to someone the other day. It's like the Bills' defense is like really great for the first 2 downs, and then by third down, they're just gassed every single single possession. It's crazy.
The biggest thing with the first 2 downs is they have Bosa and Russo rushing like 5 or 6, and it's like, okay, and then those guys get a breather on 3rd and 4th, and then it's just like that's where it kind of goes downhill. Because if they have Bosa and Russo, you can tell when they're rushing, there's really good pressure from those 2 guys.
Yeah, we've gotten good production out of both of them. I mean, more out of Bosa than I thought we would this early in the season. I mean, he's obviously has an injury history, but like worries me that we're running him too much. But honestly, man, I think the biggest issue is tackling for sure. I think scheming, but like our defensive backfield's a fucking disaster. I mean, we have Christian Benford, who I think's a lockdown corner, and then that's about it. I think Taylor Rapp's okay at safety, but
Bishop's fine. Bishop's fine. That's like he's fine. Cole Bishop is fine.
Fine, but like we got our number 1 pick, Max Hairston's out still. He's just like seems to keep getting more injured year to year. We got like Dorian Strong, who's another rookie. He's supposed to be playing well, but has a neck thing. So we're down to like Trey White, who I love, but like he just doesn't have it the way he used to. He's got knees of paper mache, and he can't really keep up with number 1 guys.
And also, we need to start having the discussion. I love Tre'Davious White in his prime, but he's beyond washed at this moment for me.
Yeah, it's like sad too. You think about like corners, like they age so quickly. They age like cheese or something. Like it's ridiculous how you reach like 28 or 30, and then you're just kind of done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was reading up. I was trying to, because I told you how I felt about Hairston out of college. I loved him at Kentucky, and it sounded like the coach was saying that they still really don't know what his situation is going to be. Like it doesn't sound like he's going to come back anytime soon, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, he got injured during camp. I think it was on Hard Knocks, actually, and they said, all right, he's going to miss, like, was as bad as we thought, and then they're like, well, he's just going to be gone, like, the first 4 weeks, which, sucks, but in your mind you can conceptualize as, like, all right, we can put that together, but, I mean, we've heard absolutely, it's week 6 now, we're going on week 7, we know absolutely nothing about his injury, so it's like, feels like we need to go and get someone. That's why I think I wanted Asante Samuel Jr., but, I mean, the Bills have made, like, no moves as of yet,
Yeah.
Look at how bad this defensive backfield is.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, the defensive backfield is rough, but I think Larry Onjanobi and the Michael Hoyt, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Hoyt, I don't know. Them coming back, I think they'll actually be that'll be a big get to have them 2 dudes back.
Yeah, I know Hoyt's, like, supposed to be a great run defender, and I mean, the past couple weeks previous to this last one, when we had Ed Oliver out, you could tell the difference. People were not afraid to run on us at all. So I agree. I think, like, bringing those guys back will be big, but I mean, the injuries we got at the 2nd and 3rd levels is, like, tricky.
Yeah.
Being that the defense was already shaky as is.
And this is something I've been thinking about. It's a thing that, like, I think Mahomes has this. I think obviously Lamar's out this year. That's unfortunate for him. But I think in the AFC, Lamar, Allen, and Mahomes are all very LeBron-like, where I think they just want to get to the playoffs and we'll figure it out from there. Do you kind of feel that way with, like, watching Bills football as long as you have, including with Josh Allen?
Yeah, I think so. I think for better or for worse, like, you come to rely on them in a way where it's like, well, so-and-so, we can kind of, like, I guess it's good and bad, because I agree, but it's like, in, like, having in the playoffs, like, last 2 minutes, he's razor sharp, especially the last year or two, but, like, it's also like your team kind of rests on their laurels, and they're just like, oh, we'll just let it happen, or we'll let this game kind of, like, get out of hand, and then, like, last 2 minutes we'll put it together. I mean, that's what happened with the Ravens game. That's, like, what was starting to happen in both the Pats and the Falcons games. Obviously it didn't happen, but we waited till, like, the last moment to put it together, which is not fair to Josh, but he is a god among men, so
Yeah, I mean, he's easily top 3 quarterback in the league every year. It's just, that's the thing that is worrisome, because, like, look at the Chiefs now. They're starting to heat up a little bit, and that's the Grim Reaper of every AFC team is the Chiefs. So you got to kind of worry about that.
Yeah, they're Voldemort. I mean, it's not solid logic, but, I mean, every time we've beaten them in the regular season, we've lost them in the postseason. So I'm hoping in a couple weeks we drop an L on them.
Yeah.
you drop an L and then end up being in the playoffs, but I know that's not how logic works.
Yeah, that would be great. Anything else you want to say about the Bills, or like any interesting stuff you've heard like in the coming weeks for them?
I mean, we just need this bye week to get right, dude. Also, Sean McDermott wearing these fucking MVP KD fake glasses bothered me, but that's a separate thing. But
Yeah.
looks terrible. But we can't wear white anymore. I think that's another thing. We get pegged as white nationalists. Not cool. Like last 2 weeks, we've been Chiefs when we're wearing all white. We got to go more blues.
I mean, maybe McDermott, maybe he goes capris and he changes the trend. Like Mike McDaniels gets in trouble for wearing capris. Maybe McDermott pulls the capris out, and before winter hits, he gets a couple reps in the capris.
Yeah, I mean, you get like frostbite on your lower ankle. I think that's like the true man right there.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. So you do stand up comedy. How's what's up? How you doing with that? Tell me about that right now.
Bro, we're just cooking. We got a show this weekend, so if
You want to shout out the show? This is dropping on Thursday, or Wednesday, so it'll be out there.
Hell yeah, dude. Output Wrigleyville, baby.
Output Wrigleyville, 8 p.m. Be there. Any last thoughts on the Bills? Any players that you see at the deadline could maybe change your whole season? Anybody that we didn't already talk about?
I mean, Asante Samuel, I was hoping we'd pick up Jabril Peppers because we need safety help, but like honestly, I don't think like Jacoby Myers or like or DJ Moore is a bad option for us to go for.
And also another guy who may not cost as much, but I think he'd be interesting because he'd give you another deep threat is Rashid Shaheed. He's another Saint player. I think he'd be a sneaky good grab too.
Yeah, him and Olave, I think they got solid players out there down in New Orleans.
Yeah, I think it might be a fire sale for them. All right, Joe, I really appreciate it. We'll talk later we'll talk in a few weeks after the Chiefs game or something like that. But I really appreciate the call. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man.
Thanks.